Hey guys! I have some new beadwork findings to share with you. I'm going to do a little unboxing, and then I thought, well, let's do some design on the fly. Make some earrings maybe, or a pendant. It's a lot of your favorites that we had in gold are now available in silver. Plus, there's some new ones, and I'm really excited about this collection. So let's dive in and see all of the new stuff. All right, so I'm just gonna dive in and show you everything that I've got here in this box. And it's a lot of stuff to go through, so I tried to put it into categories that I think kind of go together. So, and a lot of these, again, you're gonna recognize these from our gold set. We have all of these in gold, and I'm showing you the silver versions now of those. One of my favorites, a staple that you can stitch onto. I love stitching on these. This little ring, you can stitch inside, outside, make fringe. A lot of these are what I would call like fringe staples. We have a bunch of designs that we have in our gallery that show using these for fringe. This one we did our crystal geode earrings. We have a how-to tutorial on that on the gold, so now you can make a silver version. I have one in work that there's a gallery sample of now, but I'm going to do a tutorial showing where we just kind of made a fan edge on one of these. Very beautiful. And again, this one I have a sample where we did some stitching inside. So these four are going to be, just their staples. Have those ready to go for stuff. These also, we have a tutorial for these, the abstract landscape earrings. So now if you'd like to make versions in silver, you've got that handy. And then I did a reel and an inspiration showing how you can stitch inside the sunshine with some delicas. And that was really cool. So now a silver version of that. Let's show this collection. I feel like they're all kind of celestial feeling. And I did one where we stitched pearls on this. So I would love to do that again here with the silver. And this one I feel like is just a beautiful charm. That I've been using in some of my designs for earrings, like to go at the bottom of a pair of like quick stitch earrings. And this one you can put fringe on these. I have a fringe design I did on that. And then also kind of in the celestial theme, I feel like are these sun discs, these connectors. I did one with Trisha where we painted on them with some patina paint, and they came out really gorgeous. So here's a silver version to add to the collection there. And then last but not least, there's this mandala. These are really beautiful. I love stitching on these. You can also use these as just the focal in a design. So should open up some of these. This is one you'd probably want to see up close. I'm going to go ahead and open this one. They're hidden. They're kind of buried on top of each other. So let's take a look at it. All right. And I need to do more with this. This one is, I've only done one design with the gold. I want to do a few more things. But look at that. Yeah, the silver really just makes it pop. Love it in gold too, but the silver is very cool. And so with a lot of these, you get 3 in a pack. Sometimes you get 4 in a pack. These are kind of large, so they kind of fall in the realm more of like a pendant. So you might see the larger ones with 3. All right, let's move on to flowers. Flowers and leaves, really. These are really cool. These are interesting. You can stitch on these, I feel like. So I haven't done it yet, and I need to. I have stitched on these. These come out really cute with stitching. Little flowers. And again, all of these are available in gold. We just did them in silver because we got a lot of requests. Like the moment we showed these for the first time, people were saying, oh, do they come in silver? So yep, now they do. All of these can be stitched on. We have more than a few examples of fringe designs on these. We have one, a pattern from Marta Jewelry. It's available on our blog. She did a gorgeous design on the gold version of this. So you could recreate that on the silver. And so let's show the hearts next. There's quite a few hearts in this collection. And this is more like a pendant size. These, I've done a stitch up on these with some really cool seed beads. And then these, of course, also your staples for fringe and stitching. These kind of hang to the side. So you see it's got this little loop in it, this little sideway hang. And this one hangs at the center. So never too many hearts on hand in your jewelry stash. And this is really cool, like a chain vibe, like you can do. Actually, my friend Carol Carmen Jewelry did lentil beads on one of these, and that was so neat looking. What I'm going to do at the end of this video is I think I'm going to run a gallery of all the designs we've done on the gold, and then I'm going to send some of these her way and see if she can make me some on the silver too. So Carol, if you see this, these are coming to you. And then this one, I did a stitch up on that with just some white pearl. And that looked so neat. We'll have to try that with the silver. The next ones I'm going to bring over, this is a collection that, of course, it was available in the gold in the last collection, but they're staples, right? They're things that you're going to use a lot. And I put them in the same category as some of these others for finishing edges. I was so excited to see these. Look at this. They're in silver now. You might recognize them as we did a stitch-in guide for how to use these. We did a how to do brick stitch, how to do peyote, and how to do different kinds of fringe off of these. Use them to end herringbone. So we did a lot of really great stuff with those. And now you can have a silver version of that. So super, super handy. And then the discs, I was flashing these earlier. These are available in gold, and the silver is really neat looking. So these are fringe and a connector. Definitely want to do like a really big statement fringe design on that one. And these staples are multi-strand connector, slide magnetic. And that's in 2, 3, and 4. So those are ready. Okay, I have one last set to show you that was already out in the gold, which are these. I love these ones, the leaves. We were doing all kinds of cool things with these where we were dropping them from earrings and using them as accents in various designs. Carol did one where she just put this leaf on chain, and it's the most beautiful minimalist jewelry you'll ever see. So now you can put that as your pendant in silver now too. Put it on some chain. So there's those. All right, now the new stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna show you the gold and the silver because I have them here. Let's start with the flamingos. Yeah, we got flamingos. Check this out. Okay, so, oh man, you could do a lot with this. These are cool. I'm curious to see what you guys will do. I think you can stitch on these. I was gonna do a little, actually the thought that I had first when I saw them was to stitch up here, right? To make like a little sun in the corner. So you can maybe like fill the top half with a little rainbow of beads coming down to the center. Maybe drop a pearl. And that could be like the moon or the sun. I'll have to play with that, but it needs to be done, right? So definitely gonna do that. So there's those. These ones, okay, I love these so much. They're little dandelions. So they're the, you know, the ones that you pick up in the springtime and you blow the seeds everywhere. Like those. These are just so cool. I think these might be my favorite. Although the next ones I'm gonna show you are a very close second. But check this out. There's the cat on the moon. It's 2 cats. Oh my gosh, I'm just noticing that. Look at it, it's 2 cats on there. And that's in silver and gold. So cute. Okay, and then last but not least, I love this style. This is just a very calming, I can see this as a pendant on a gemstone, like some little miniature gemstones that are faceted, maybe like style, maybe just like a simple chain with simple loops, or you could do knotted pearls with this as the focal. These would also be gorgeous as earrings. So you could literally just put an ear wire on it and wear it. I might do that right now. Those are very gorgeous. So that's the new collection. And stay tuned because I'm going to show a design on the fly with one of these. Just gonna pick one and start stitching. All right, well, it was really hard to choose just one, so there are gonna be more of these, but this is just a quick design on the fly. What would you do with one of these? And this one I thought I would select because it has an uneven edge, and maybe seeing some brick stitch on that will inspire you to look at it in a different way. Usually you see one of these, we do stitches like this on like something that's more of a rounded or flat surface, but there's no reason you can't do brick stitch on uneven surfaces too. So let's do that. And I will put the part numbers for everything in the description for this video. There's going to be quite a lot of them. I'll probably do like a link to all the findings, but for this design on the fly, I grabbed some things from my stash that I had, but they're all available on our website. These little 4mm beads came from a bundle strand that we released in the new strands that were designed by Lena Gillespie, and these are my little leftover 4mm beads from after doing some designs with the larger ones. So I'll put the link to that part number. I have some seed beads that are 8/0, and they're a cut bead. So I don't know if you can see, I'll try to hold it up close, but you see how they have a little cut edge? These are available in the check beads section, so I'll put the part number to that for you. And last but not least, I grabbed some size 10 in what is like a, gosh, a matte mauve transparent AB. I thought that would all look really cute together. And then I grabbed a seafoam thread. And I'm making thread a feature in this design. I decided it was going to stand out as part of the pop. So I grabbed this one because I thought that that would look cool with the coral. And then you're going to see the thread on this, and so might as well make it part of the show, right? So let's cut a little bit here. Oh, and this is the Miyuki thread, and the part number, I'll put all of these in the description. We have these in so many colors. So if you're loving this, check that out. And I'm going to grab a beading needle here. I'm just using a regular size 10 hard beading needle. And with this kind of thread, my usual trick for threading things is to flatten it with chain nose pliers, but this thread, you can't do that. So you just want to try to bring your needle to the thread. If it's frayed at all on the end, you might need to trim it. But just do your best to get that on there. There we go. And cut about, I don't know, maybe 35 inches. You don't need a lot. This design isn't going to use a lot of thread. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and take the needle's threaded. I've got the other end of the thread here. And I'm just going to knot it to the component. So let's tie a double knot. Tie a double knot just to the end here. And I'm trying to make the knot stay down here because I'm going to bead this side all around. So let's just do that. And my tail is a little short, but it'll be okay because we're doing a knot here. I'll bring it up through a few beads, but maybe leave a little bit longer tail than I did. I left about 5 inches. 7 would have been better, but it's still gonna work. Okay, so I've got these 8/0 seed beads here. And with my brick stitch, I start my brick stitch with 1 bead. It's a little different, but I like to be able to hide the tail up through it and get the knot to work into the bead. With this small thread, it's not as noticeable anyway, but with thicker threads, this is a great tip. But just go ahead and pull working and tail threads apart, and it'll force that bead to kind of sit over the knot. And then I'm going to encourage it to work on the side, just like that. So there we go. Okay, let's grab another bead here, and let's just start going around. And I'm not 100% sure exactly what I'm going for yet. I know my colors, but I don't know for sure if I want to change the sizes as I go in the first row or if I want to do that in the second row. One of my go-tos is I start a row of 8/0 and then I build on it. But I'm torn right now of whether or not I want to use a smaller bead that will maybe travel a little more over these edges. So like for example right here, a 10/0 seed bead's gonna fit there a little better, so we could really change it up and bravely try something different. Let's see. There's my 10/0. It's really fun colors, I love this. Okay, I'm gonna bring that over here. Pull through. All I'm doing is brick stitch. I'm just kind of bringing my needle behind the component, and I'm helping the bead stay on the other side of it with my finger there, just trying to make it stay put, and then coming up through the center of the component and back up through the bead. When you pull tight, it should sit should sit side by side. Here we go. All right. And so that's what I've done so far. This is really freestyle. I want that one to just sit like that. So I'm gonna play with it a little bit. Pull on that side and that side. Okay, let me go back to the larger seed bead now and see what happens. All right. And I think when I do my next pass back, I might make that little spot a place where I nestle one of the larger beads. So let's copy that. And actually, just winging it here, but what if we did a small one there? And my goal with changing the size back and forth like this isn't necessarily to even have a pattern, but just to try to make it fit. And this is a really good example of a spot where you can make a decision with brick stitch. So I'm seeing this isn't gonna fit right. And I'm not gonna be able to make it sit snug next to the other one unless I jump into the next bar. So when you're like moving from one shape to another, like I'm about to go from down here up to here, I'm gonna attach my next one right here, and it's gonna kind of face that way. I just need to decide what bead, and I think I'm gonna go back to the 8/0. Let's go back to that. All right, here's the 8/0. Let's see if we like it. If we don't, we'll change it. So let's see what happens. All right. Yeah. Okay, so that's gonna work. See, now that's gonna jump to this one, and then I'm just gonna keep stitching all the way around until I get over here. When I get over here, I'll bring the camera back and we'll see how to fill in that little space. We'll do something special there. All right, so I've got a filled in area here. I jumped up and put this one here, if you remember, and then I just kept stitching around. When I added the last 8/0 bead here, you see that one? I moved to the next petal with the 10/0. Here's an 8/0, and now I've got to make a turn. And this is going to be interesting. Let's see what happens. I'm going to try the 8/0 first. If it doesn't work, we'll just switch, but I think the 8/0 is going to work. Come up through there. Yeah, okay. So it's looking great. I've got to make a turn now, though. I've got to come back this way and try to do that with the 10/0. Not totally sure what's going to happen, but this is brick stitch. We find out when we try it. Yeah, okay. All right, so this is where we are now. We're kind of just there, and we're not going to be able to fit another 10/0 here. So let's make one on the side. And actually, let's go back to an 8/0, and let's go on to this petal here, to the next one. I think this is going to work. And pull that tight. Oh yeah, okay. See, there we go. It's got a little jump. See, it's doing a little jump here, but it's okay. And I was able to keep my pattern of two 8/0s and one 10/0. All right, let's take a look at it. I want to add another one because I've got a little space here, and this one's overhanging, so I'm just being very, very symmetrically sort of, and I'm gonna go over, put one here. All right. Okay, now for the fun stuff. We're gonna add another layer. Somehow I'm gonna incorporate these beautiful coral beads, and I don't know how yet. Let's find out. All right, I've got an 8/0 bead on the needle here, and I need to put another small bead. So let's put, you know what? Actually, I think I know what I'm gonna do. I changed my mind. Let's do another 10/0 and then an 8/0. Okay, so I've got a 10/0, 8/0. I'm gonna skip the first thread bridge and go through the second. I may need to do something to straighten it out because I don't think I'm gonna do a third pass, so I won't be back on this way. So if I wanna fix it, I'm gonna fix it now, meaning that first bead, if it's wonky. And it's a little wonky, let's fix it. Okay, let's go back down through this bead. Okay, grab that first thread bridge. And let's see what happens if we go up through the 8/0. And pull. That looks good, but you know what? I don't know if I like having them stacked like that. I'm going to show you how to change it. This is a design on the fly. So let's pull this out. The best way to do that is to get in here and just find that thread. You can kind of help it wiggle out. There we go. Helping that wiggle out. I might use the eye side so I don't snag it. And now once I've got that, I'll pull. All right, now I've got to get this out from under the thread bridge. So loosened it. Come back over here. Maybe just kind of, yep, I can see it now. There we go. All right, let's pull these off gently. I have another idea. Okay. Tighten that back up, make sure it looks as good as it did at the beginning. Looks good. All right, let's try something different. I used a thread that matches the larger bead. I want the larger bead to sit right on top of that, and I don't want it to have that wonky wavy thing that the 10-0 was doing. So I'm gonna try another start method for brick stitch. I'm gonna bring on just the one bead instead of two. You know how we usually, like we start with two and we go through the second thread bridge and all that. I'm just gonna bring on one. And the thread's gonna show on the side of this bead, but that's okay. I'm gonna go through the first thread bridge right here. Make sure everything's tight there from last time to tighten it. Pull through, and then come up through that bead. Okay, so here's what you get. You do get a little bit of thread showing right there, but no one's gonna see that but you. And then I'm gonna try something else here. I'm gonna put on another 10-0 bead. Hopefully I like it and I don't pull it apart. This is the process I go through with these things. Get that on there. All right. And it might be time to bring in one of these. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, I like it. I'm keeping it. Let's see. Okay, from here, let's go back to an 8-0. And we can always come back. I know I said we were gonna just do 2 rows, but I kind of feel like maybe we could do a 3rd row that just borders everything. I don't know. Let's think about it for a second. I ended up doing kind of an every other bead. Now let's do 2. Yeah, no, I'm gonna do that thread bridge. Let's see if that looks better. Let's change it again. Okay. Yeah, there we go. I've got a pattern going. Let's see if we can keep it going. Okay, so next I'm going to need one of these. There we go. 8-0 bead. The next thread bridge here. I think we got it, guys. That had less rework than I was expecting. I think I'm gonna love this now. All right, so that's what we've got going so far. Let's just keep going every other bead. I need one of these now. So that has some wobble. And what I mean by wobble is it's turning my thread this direction. It's always kind of tricky with break stitch to know which thread bridge to use. So luckily I can work back out of that. Okay, so I was working into this one right here, and it was giving it wobble. So let's go into the first one. Now this is gonna look really tight because we're technically kind of under that last bead, but it's gonna push the direction of my needle heading out of the bead in the direction I want to go, which is gonna help us out. Here we go. All right. And now we're back to an 8-0. Yeah. All right, this is going to be interesting. Let's see what happens. Yeah, that's going to work too. Okay, here's one more. Yeah, there we go. So it's a little unusual. Looking at it, do I want to do that thread bridge or this one? Let's see what happens. I'm thinking the other one. Again, for that direction, right? Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. To get through that bead. Now I need an 8-0. I do think that one can go here. Yeah, this is looking really cute. Now I want another one so I can wear it. Okay, here we go. The last of these beads I think that will fit on here, and we will end with an 8-0 just like we started. Absolutely accidentally perfect. How did I do that? I have no clue. All right, here we go. 8-0 bead, bring that on. Okay, a little trick before I pull this all the way through. I'm gonna bring the tail through it. And to do that, I'm just gonna flip over here so I can work with my right hand. And let's just poke that tail right up through that bead. The cool thing about ending with an 8-0 is that's gonna work out for me. Just saves me having to try to weave it in once this bead is tightened down. So there we go. And then I'm gonna just take these two and go like that. And there, all I gotta do is weave in, but wow, that's cute. All right, I'll take a glamour shot of this so you can see it just on a different background with some fancy stuff, and I'll finish the other one. We'll put some ear wires on it. I actually might, instead of going straight to the ear wire with a design like this, I think I might put another bead up here. And luckily this strand that these came with bigger versions. There's like a 6mm, I think there's an 8. Anyway, I'll put those on with it, and that will look super cute. So I hope you enjoyed this design on the fly, and I'll switch back to my face cam so I can say goodbye to you guys. Hi again. I hope you enjoyed seeing that design on the fly project and getting a sneak peek at all the new findings. For more inspiration, right after the end of this video, I'm going to put up a montage of everything I can find that we've made so far with these beadwork findings. So you can be inspired to see what everyone can do with all of these different shapes and different little pictures and charms and everything like that. So I'm going to also finish up this one, and I'll post a glamour shot of it so you can get all the order of the beads that we stitched up for that one. And again, the parts for the seed beads and the larger beads that I used in this design, they'll also be in the description. You can find all of these items at johnbead.com wholesale. And for a list of retailers, it's always good to just email info@johnbead.com to find out who has them locally near you. If you would like to join our blog, I want to grab a link here for you. This is the best way to see more from us. We have a blog where we post beautiful links to jewelry we've done, classes we've done, upcoming and past, project inspiration from the things like Preciosa. Ornella does a bunch of inspo. We always post that kind of stuff there. And just everything upcoming, all the news, you can find there as well. So I hope to see you guys also there. There's a Facebook group that you can find. From our blog is the best way to go and find it. So if you go to our blog and you just browse, you'll see join our Facebook group. We have friends and fans of John Bead email e-blast that comes out. You can join that too. Yeah, and last but not least, look for more projects with these because I'm going to be very busy having some fun with them. And check out the photos of all the stuff we made so far in this end of the video here. Thanks again. It's great to see you.